Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What is going on, people? What is going on? Good Monday here, Big B Daily Show. Welcome back. I appreciate everybody joining in. We are live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. What is going on, people? Man, good football this weekend. We're going to break it all down. Talk about Josh Allen. He chokes again. Lamar Jackson and Brock Purdy. You all know that I have been on Brock Purdy's head all season long. I am going to break down what I think about Brock Purdy's performance against the Packers. Let's go, people. Let's go. Let's get into this. Again, if you're live on TikTok, man, I appreciate it. Everybody live on TikTok, just keep tapping the screen. We need at least 3,500 likes and 30 new follows. And if you want to join YouTube, give me a follow. Click on the YouTube link in my bio. Come subscribe to Big B Sports Talk, man. A lot of stuff over there that you don't have access to on TikTok. So come on over to YouTube. And YouTube, if you're not subscribed and you're joining in, please give us a subscribe on Big B Sports Talk, man. Let's get this thing going. So, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. I'm telling you. Josh Allen chokes again, people. Now, I know what people are going to say. They already been saying it on TikTok. It wasn't Josh Allen's fault. Josh Allen didn't have anything to do with the loss. Yeah, he did. Here's my thing. Josh Allen, I think, played good. Why didn't he play great? I mean, you want to win, you got to play great. You want to beat the man, and I think we can all agree that Patrick Mahomes is the man. You got to play great. And he didn't play great, you know? And yeah, I'm going to give it to you that some of his teammates let him down. No question. Stephon Diggs, got to make that play. You got to help your guy. You know? But he also missed a touchdown throw at the end of the game that would have been a touchdown. And for all you non-football people out there that are going to sit here and tell me, oh, he got hit. Oh, the tackle bumped him. Oh, how about have some pocket awareness? How about take a step to the right and throw the football? How about step up in the pocket and throw the football? If he does that, the guy's wide open. No pocket awareness. Gets bumped. Doesn't make the play. That's on the quarterback, people. That's on the quarterback. And like I said, I think Josh Allen played a great football game, or a good football game, but he didn't play a great one. On that same pass, hell, Diggs was wide open. But he went for it all. Didn't make it happen. It is what it is. Like I said, at some point, if you want to beat the man, you have to play great. And Josh Allen did not play great. And don't talk to me about he ran for 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen's 250 pounds. They had the ball on the goal line. Okay. He's supposed to run for 2 touchdowns. I mean, give me a break. And Josh Allen didn't do all he could. Because if he did all he could, they'd have won. If he did all he could, they would have won. And here's an example of that. For instance, had this been Lamar Jackson in this same situation, or better yet, if Lamar Jackson plays exactly like Josh Allen played last night, do you think the narrative is going to be, well, Lamar Jackson did all he could? No, it is not. That is not going to be the narrative. It's going to be Lamar Jackson didn't do enough to win. Lamar Jackson didn't do enough to win. That will be the narrative. And in my opinion, that will be right. So if we're not going to give it for Lamar Jackson, then we ain't going to give it for Josh Allen. We're going to be consistent on the Daily Show, on the Big B Daily Show. We're going to be consistent. Now, all these other pundits and stuff out there, they can have their agendas. We don't have agendas here. We call it exactly like it is. And like I said, if Lamar Jackson plays the same way that Josh Allen did, the same way, the narrative nationally, and with you two people on TikTok and YouTube, you're going to say that Lamar Jackson choked. Lamar Jackson didn't do enough. So don't come in here this morning talking about Josh Allen did all he could. Josh Allen played great. No. Stop it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. There were plays in that game that Josh Allen could have made that they would have won. There were plays out there. And that doesn't mean that guys didn't let him down. Look, Stephon Diggs, the Bills got to trade him. They got to go get T. Higgins, Mike Evans. They got to go get somebody else. Stephon Diggs' time in Buffalo is over. It's over. So I'm not saying that there wasn't plays where guys didn't let him down. I'm not saying that at all. But you got to be the man. There's nothing that says, yeah, these guys didn't make this play, so I can't do anything about it, and we just have to lose. No. You can go and still make other plays to win the game. That is allowed. That's my point. We've got to stop the excuse making for the Josh Allens of the world, the Justin Herberts of the world. We have to stop making the excuses for these guys and just be honest. It's okay to be honest. They're good quarterbacks. Hell, I would even venture to say that Josh Allen is great. But at some point, you have to win. Isn't that what we say about Lamar Jackson? Hey, you can do all this stuff in the regular season, but if you don't win in the playoffs, how good are you? That's the only thing that matters. How many times have we heard that? How many times have people said that? The only thing that matters about Lamar Jackson is in the postseason. How many times? Hell, everybody was saying it up until they won on Saturday. How many times? We know what he can do in the regular season. That doesn't matter. The postseason is the only thing that matters. He's 1-3 in the playoffs. Can we not give that same smoke to Josh Allen? Or are we not? We're not going to give that same smoke to him? Why not? I just need somebody to logically tell me why. Because I'll listen. You know me, I'll listen. I'm not afraid to be wrong. And it's all opinions anyway, but we're going to be honest. We're going to be honest. And if we can't be honest, then I don't even need to talk to you guys. I don't need to do this because I've been a preacher of I don't like clickbait. I hate clickbait. And I'm never going to be the guy that just lies to get people to come in here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it my way, and we're going to do it the right way. And you don't have to agree, but nobody's ever disrespectful. I may make fun of something stupid that you say, and you can make fun of something stupid that I say, but we're going to be honest. And Josh Allen didn't do enough. Period. And I don't want to hear the excuses on why they lost. Be great. There's nothing that keeps Josh Allen from being great and winning that game. The game was right there for him to win and didn't do it. He didn't do it. So we got to give him that same smoke. Again, are we blaming Josh Allen for losing the game? No. You can't blame him for losing. Hell, their defense didn't stop the Chiefs. You can't give up 30 points to that Chiefs team. You just can't do that. Or damn near 30 points. 27, I know they had their linebackers were hurt. Secondary guys were hurt. A linebacker got hurt in the game. I get all of that. But you can't give up 27 points to that Chiefs team, man. You just can't. So we're not blaming Josh Allen for losing. We're saying Josh Allen didn't do enough to win. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair. So period, point blank. Give him the same smoke that you would give anybody else that lost in his situation that does the same thing, because I 1,000% understand that if Lamar Jackson next week against the Chiefs plays the exact same way that Josh Allen played, the narrative is going to be Lamar Jackson didn't do enough for the Ravens to win, so Josh Allen has to get the same smoke. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on, people. Let's move on. Speaking of Lamar Jackson, kind of put on a show on Saturday, didn't he? Kind of put on a show. Now, the Ravens are better than the Texans. This was the one game that I said was going to get away, that was going to be a blowout, and it was. It was. And Lamar Jackson, after a rough first half where the offensive line just played horrible. I mean, the Texans were blitzing, and they didn't pick up anybody. Now, some of that you could say is Lamar Jackson's fault, where, hey, you got to change your protections. You got to understand where the blitzes are coming from, get the ball out of your hand quicker. But once they figured it out in the second half, there was nothing the Texans could do. And Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, first of all, that Ravens defense just smothered anything that the Texans were trying to do. They got 3 points. And the touchdown was on a punt return. They got 3 points and couldn't do nothing. So, and that's my point. That's my point, man. It was brutal. It was brutal. And Lamar Jackson did his thing. Lamar Jackson did his thing. And there's a bunch of people, well, this was just against the Texans. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, the goalpost for Lamar Jackson is on roller skates. The goalpost, when you talk about Lamar Jackson, is on roller skates. It moves with every breath that somebody says. It's here. Okay, well, Lamar Jackson's got to do this. He can't be a passer. He wins the MVP, leads the league in touchdown passes. Well, he can't do this. Okay, then he does it. Well, he's just a runner. Well, he proved he's not just a runner. He can't win a playoff game. He can't. I mean, the goalpost for Lamar Jackson, it's on roller skates. It's everywhere. So, it's just everywhere. At some point, we have to be honest and just say, plant the flag, put it down. Hey, Lamar, you got to do this. And if he does it, then admit that he did it. If he doesn't, then we can bash him. But stop moving the goalpost. Stop moving the goalpost. So I'm just tired of it. And look, this is coming from a diehard Steeler fan. I've been a Steeler fan for 48 years of my life. But I love Lamar Jackson. I just love good football. First of all, he went to Louisville, and y'all know I love Louisville. But I'm just tired of the goalpost moving. And I'm not getting into the racial thing, although there's absolutely a component of that. I'm not going to get into that. People are smart enough to understand what people mean by certain things that they say. Okay? And if you're not smart enough to understand that, then you're just stupid. So I ain't getting into all of that. But the bottom line is the man can play some football. And we need to stop moving the goalpost on him. We need to understand and see what we just plant the flag and let him go accomplish what you're asking him to accomplish. Okay? Period. And let's not also say that like Lamar didn't have any blame in the losses that they've had in the playoffs before. Because Lamar has had his issues. He's had his issues. So, in the playoffs. But it hadn't all been his fault. Just like yesterday wasn't all Josh Allen's fault. I don't even think Josh Allen lost Buffalo the game. I'm not saying that Josh Allen lost the game. I'm saying he didn't do enough to win the game. That's what I'm saying. And people, if you can't understand the difference, well, that's a personal problem. I'm sorry. But you understand the difference. He didn't choke. Or I take that back. I say he did choke because if you don't do enough to win the game, in my personal opinion, that's choking. That's choking. If you don't do enough to win, to me, you choked. Doesn't mean that you lost the game or you're responsible. You're solely responsible for losing the game. I just believe if you don't do enough and put your team on your back, and let's be clear, in Buffalo, they expect Josh Allen to put the team on his back. They expect that. Is it a problem? Yeah. Should they have kept running the ball? I think so. But in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs figured it out. And the Chiefs said, okay, you're not going to run the football anymore. Josh Allen, you got to beat us with your arm. And he didn't do it. Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, now they were playing an inferior opponent. Let's just be honest. We love the Texans. We love the Texans story. DeMeco Ryans, he has to be the coach of the year. C.J. Stroud is a top 10 quarterback in this league. But they were outmanned. You know. And so that's part of the problem. Now, I see the comments over on TikTok, and people keep saying, oh, it was the kicker. Let me just ask you this quick question. We're going to break from Lamar Jackson for just this quick second. Does anybody, and I mean anybody on TikTok or on YouTube, does anybody believe that the Buffalo Bills, and what had been happening in that game, was going to be able to stop the Chiefs with 1:49 with 2 touchdowns from getting down in field goal range and winning that game if Buffalo's kicker made that kick? Does anybody believe that? I don't think so. So stop with the kicker nonsense. Enough. Stop making excuses. Stop with the excuses, man. Why? Why are we making excuses for this guy? Just say he didn't do enough and move on. It's okay. But there ain't no way in the world that they were going to stop Mahomes from getting into field goal range, and they were going to make the field goal and win the game. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. 1:49 with 2 timeouts. They were getting in field goal range. Hell, I think Buffalo fans would say, well, it could only leave 12 seconds because with 13 seconds, the Chiefs were able to do it. So you're telling me with 13 seconds, they can come down and get in field goal range, but with 1:49, they can't do it? Get out of here. Get out of here. So, and it doesn't matter. The kicker missed the field goal. Just stop it. Just stop the whining. Just stop the whining. Just say Josh Allen didn't do enough. It's okay to say that. Doesn't mean that you're bashing him. Doesn't mean that at all. Doesn't mean that at all. It just means he didn't do enough to win. And he didn't. So he did plenty. Josh Allen did plenty. He did do plenty, just not enough. Am I kidding you? No. So he did enough. Yeah. If he did enough, the Bills would be going on to the next round. So, period, point blank. Don't miss wide open throws in the end zone. Have some pocket awareness. Instead, you throw the ball 10 yards short. Why do you do that? He didn't do enough. Like I said, had that been Lamar Jackson, and had Lamar Jackson played exactly how Josh Allen played, the narrative wouldn't be Lamar Jackson did enough. So, and anybody that says that it would, you're lying, and you know you're lying. You're lying, and you know you're lying. The narrative would be Lamar Jackson didn't do enough. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows that. Hell, Lamar Jackson had a game in the playoffs where the offense had 530 yards total offense, and they lost. He got all the blame. What are we talking about? So don't tell me anything about what Josh Allen would do. Stop with the excuses. Stop it. I just want people to be honest. If you can't be honest, you should get out. We only deal with honesty. You can have your opinion, but be honest with the opinion. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, Lamar Jackson put on a show. It wasn't a fair fight. In the second half, it wasn't a fair fight. It was brutal. The Texans couldn't do anything on offense. Their defense was just outmatched. But they're young. They'll be back. They'll be back. Now let's move on, people. Let's move on. It's time to talk about Brock Purdy. Now, look, you all know that I have been on Brock Purdy's head all season long. I've said he's not clutch. He plays from ahead, which I don't blame him. I've never blamed him not one time for his team giving him the lead and him playing well. But I've always said that Brock Purdy, when there's real game pressure, down 7 in the third quarter, fourth quarter, down 10 points, middle of the third quarter, whatever it is, I said he doesn't play well. And damn it, I've been right all year long. But you know what? I just screamed at you all for 10 minutes about being honest. If I can't be honest about Brock Purdy, then I need to stop doing this show. In the fourth quarter, not even the fourth quarter, when the chips were down and they had to have a drive to win the game, Brock Purdy won the football game. Brock Purdy won the football game. He did enough and put his team in position to go win the football game. And that's all I've ever asked. Stop telling me he's this. Stop telling me he's that. Just go win a game when you don't play well. And let's be clear, Brock Purdy played like shit the entire football game until the last drive. He was terrible. He was terrible. Somebody even tried to make an excuse. Well, the ball was wet. He's got small hands and the ball was wet. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you insane? And you're saying, so Brock Purdy can't play in a football game because it's raining? I'm like, just shut up. Just shut up. The bottom line is Brock Purdy put together a drive and they won the football game. You can't take that away from them. If you can't admit that, even the biggest Brock Purdy haters, and I would be one of those people. I'm a big Brock Purdy hater. If you can't admit what he did in that game, then you don't understand football. You're just being biased. You're doing it all for clicks. That's just not what I'm about. And somebody in TikTok saying Purdy's just an okay quarterback. Okay, I can agree with that. I'm not saying he's great. I think he had a good year. You can't take that away from him. And I'm going to say this. You're not just an okay quarterback if you throw for over 4,000 yards. We got to stop that narrative. Yeah, he's not just okay throwing for over 4,000 yards in the National Football League. There's nobody that's just okay that's doing that. And their team winning. Now, you can do that and you're just a bunch of losers. You know, Jameis Winston threw for 5,000 yards. But he threw for 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions, and they couldn't make the playoffs because they're behind 3 touchdowns every game. That's different. But you're winning, and you're throwing for over 4,000 yards, leading the league in passer rating. You're not doing that if you're just okay. Does he have other weapons to help him? Absolutely. So all I'm saying is when the chips were down he made the plays. And like I said, he played lousy in that football game against the Packers. He played lousy. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He didn't play well. Hell, over on YouTube, Brock Purdy had a pick six that was dropped, threw another pick that was dropped. The Niners should have been blown out. Yeah, part of that problem is the Packers allowed the 49ers to stay close in that football game. They should have been blowing the 49ers out. But they didn't. They didn't. That's their own fault. You know, they should have had, the score should have been 14-7. Instead, the 49ers were up 7-6 because you're settling for field goals. That's their own problem. And enough with the scripted stuff, okay? And if that's what you're going to stand on, just get out, or I'll just block you. One of the two. I'm not here for any of the dumb stuff. Everybody that always says, oh, it's scripted. And if you know that, okay, then why haven't you sold everything that you own and go be a millionaire? That's all I ever say to the idiot scripted people. If it's scripted, okay, I'll go with that. Then how come you haven't sold your house, your car, watches, emptied out your bank account, everything that you own, and go be a millionaire? Go bet it all on the script since it's scripted. I'm just asking, because I'm telling you right now, if I knew that it was scripted and I knew that, that's what I would be doing. I'd be doing the Big B Daily Show from a beach every day, laughing at you guys, telling you it's scripted. How do I know? See this pile of money that I'm laying on behind me? That's what I'd be doing. So enough with the scripted nonsense. I have no patience for idiots. None whatsoever. None. So, moving on. But yeah, Brock Purdy. Let's get back to Purdy. I apologize. I didn't mean to get off script with the idiot NFL rig stuff. So, Brock Purdy, and it's tough for me. It pains me to say that Brock Purdy came through in the clutch. Because y'all know me. Y'all know what I've been saying about the man. But truth is truth. Honesty is honesty. He had a lousy game, but when it was time to play, Brock Purdy made the plays, people. Brock Purdy made the plays. He just did. And if you can't admit that he made the plays when they needed to make the plays, you're just not being honest. You're just not being honest. That's all. That's all. And yeah, other people helped him. Other people helped him. But you're just not being honest. So, and you're right. Somebody said he had one drive. You're right. He had one drive. But you know what? Guess who didn't have that one drive? Josh Allen. I'm just saying. Y'all can be mad at me if you want to. You know who didn't have that one drive to win the game? Josh Allen. So you can say that Josh Allen this, Josh Allen that, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, in a rainstorm, Brock Purdy, who everybody says is average, he did enough for his team to win, even when he played lousy. How's that for the Josh Allen apologist? Brock Purdy, who played horrible, made enough plays at the end of the game for his team to win, regardless of what was going on. Isn't that what you want your quarterback to do? And hey, don't be mad at me. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions, TikTok. I'm just asking questions, YouTube. Don't you want your quarterback to be able to make plays at the end of the game, regardless of what happened previous to that? Because you really don't care. You don't care what happened earlier in the game. At the end of the game, you want your guy to make the plays to win. That's all you care about. Because as fans, we want to win. Brock Purdy made the plays. Josh Allen did not. Period. End of story. Period. End of story. And just like I said, and I'll say it forever, and you're never going to change my mind. If Lamar Jackson comes out and plays the exact same way that Josh Allen did yesterday, and they lose, the narrative is not going to be, well, Lamar did everything he could. It was the kicker's fault. Man, Odell Beckham, he dropped the pass. Zay Flowers dropped the pass that he should have caught. That ain't going to be. I mean, hell, they lost the game to Tennessee where the offense had 530 yards of offense. 7 drops in that game. How many of y'all, besides Baltimore fans, knew that they had 7 drops in that football game? I would guess there's probably 1 or 2 of you in here that knew, if you're being honest. Hell, I had to look it up myself. So don't come to me with this apologist stuff. Brock Purdy made the plays that he needed to play to win, that he needed to make. Period. He just did it. And I can bash on Brock Purdy all I want, but I got to be honest. So I got to be honest. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Purdy made the plays. He played clutch. He did everything that I said that he had never done before. He did that. And not only did he do it, he didn't do it in a regular season game in the beginning of October. That's not where he did it. He did it in a rainstorm in the divisional round of the playoffs. I mean, that has to matter. That has to matter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, like I said, it wasn't a comeback that he did against the Cardinals, in the middle of October. No. Somebody said that Purdy's the modern day Alex Smith. I don't know what modern day. We act like Alex Smith played 25 years ago. What do you mean modern day? Alex Smith retired last year. What are you talking about? I get what you're saying, but he's as good as Alex Smith. Okay, just say that. Just say that. It's crazy, though. It's crazy how we just have to start being honest. That's all. That's all we ask of our sports is people that are just going to be honest. So let's move on. Let's get to the Q&A section, people. I feel like there's a lot of you guys out there that got a lot to say, got a lot of questions you want to ask. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start answering questions. Now, I am going to preface this is that you guys, if you say something silly, I'm going to say that you said something silly. So be prepared. Be prepared. Josh Allen didn't choke. Nothing. Tyler Bass did. Bills Mafia, you know that ain't the truth. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Josh Allen didn't do enough to win the football game. Period. End of story. He didn't do enough to win. But Brock Purdy did enough to win. Brock Purdy did enough to win. Patrick Mahomes did enough to win. Jared Goff did enough to win. Those guys did enough to win. Stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense. Let's see. What else we got? Injury excuses lazy. Daggone right. All seeing. Stop with the injury excuse. Everybody has injuries in the National Football League. Everybody has injuries. That's part of football. Talking about their linebacker. Hell, did anybody give the Steelers an excuse the week before? The Steelers were without 3 middle linebackers, all out. And nobody said a word about that. And They ran the ball down the Steelers' throat. And nobody said a word about that. Did Buffalo say, well, too bad, Steelers? I mean, I know your three middle linebackers are all out for the year, but too bad, man. That's we should let you all win the game because your linebackers are out. Did anybody say that? I don't remember that. I don't remember that. You know, I don't remember anybody saying that. So stop with the injury stuff. It's football. It's part of the game. And yeah, they had a lot of guys get hurt. So have a lot of teams have a lot of guys get hurt. They don't give awards out for that. They don't make excuses for that. So it is what it is. Nobody said anything on Kyron getting hurt either for the Rams. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They didn't. Nobody gives excuses. So we've already been through how Allen choked. The excuses are funny, AC Jones. They're starting to get funny. Because, like I mentioned before, Josh Allen didn't do enough to win the football game. Period, point blank. We're not saying that Josh Allen lost him the football game. Nobody said that. But in my opinion, if you don't do enough to win, to me, that's choking. To me, that's choking. If you don't do enough for your team to win the game, that's choking. And period, that's the end of the story. If you don't like that, you don't have to like it. If you don't agree with it, you don't have to agree with it. But don't tell me he did enough. Because if he did, they'd be moving on to the next round. So, and to beat the man, and I said this at the very top of the show, to beat the man, and I think everybody can agree that Patrick Mahomes is the man, you got to do enough to win. You got to do more. It's just simple. It's just facts. You got to do more to beat the man. And you could even go as far as say the Chiefs, because they're the reigning Super Bowl champs. They've reigned terror on Buffalo. What is this, the fourth time that they haven't been able to beat them? Third or fourth time in the playoffs that they can't beat the Chiefs? So to be able to beat them, you got to do more. Period. So it's just, we got to stop with the excuse making. We got to be honest. We're fans. We're crazy, but we got to be honest. And if you can't be honest, it's sad. Question over on YouTube is, this is a good question. Is Kincaid and Laporta are two pretty impressive rookie tight ends? Yeah, they are. But the better question is, will Tampa re-sign Baker Mayfield? I think they got to re-sign Baker Mayfield. I think Tampa has to re-sign Baker Mayfield. So I think they have to. If they don't, where are you going to go? Who are you going to get? Baker was fine. Baker makes Tampa better. I think it's an embarrassment if they don't. But it's Tampa, and maybe they don't make the best decisions. So we'll see. Nebraska 21 over on YouTube. He had this to say, TikTok: I hate the Chiefs more than anyone, but damn, is what they have done impressive. Yes, it is impressive. They keep winning. They keep winning. So, and in the middle of the season, we were ready to throw the Chiefs in the trash, weren't we? They got no receivers. Their offense isn't explosive. They can't do this. They can't do that. And yet, here they are again in the AFC Championship game. Yes, they can't win on the road. And here they are again. Here they are again. So, now here's something that All Seeing is saying. Burrow better than Allen does have more weapons too. I mean, Joe Burrow, first of all, we got to be honest about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's injury prone. Let's just get that up front and out there. Joe Burrow is injury prone. And anybody saying that he isn't, you're not watching enough football. What are you talking about? The man's injury prone. Injury prone. And Burrow, as pointed out by my man Russ, has beat the man. Yes, he did. He beat the man in the man's house. Joe Burrow did enough to win. That's all I'm saying, people. And I'm going to be on this, and I'm never going to get off of it. Ever. And that might make people leave. I hope it makes you stay. And I hope it makes you understand what I'm saying. You have to do more to win. You get paid the most money. You have the most responsibility. You get all the credit, but you also get all the glory. As the quarterback, especially what they asked Josh Allen to do. You have to do more to win. You can't just be good. You have to be great. You have to be phenomenal. And he wasn't. And stop, Easy E. Bro, it's a team sport. I mean, what? We all know it's a team sport. But the quarterback doesn't have the football on every play? Sit down. Shut up. Gee, many Christmas. I mean, it's just saying Allen joked. I think you meant choked. Let's get the spelling right. Is disrespectful. I don't care about being disrespectful. Josh Allen don't pay my bills. When Josh Allen pays my bills, I'll stop being disrespectful. And if you think that it's being disrespectful, okay. Okay. Josh Allen didn't miss a field goal, but he did miss some throws, though, right? So if we're not going to hold the kicker responsible for missing throws, I mean, you don't say that the kicker missed throws, do you? Because Josh Allen missed some throws, so the kicker missed a field goal. So who you want to blame more? The kicker for missing a field goal or the quarterback for making throws? I'll let you decide. I won't even make that decision for you. I won't even make that decision for you. I'll let you decide. I'll let you decide. Not to mention, I never said that Josh Allen was the sole blame on why they lost. Did you hear me say that? Did anybody hear me say that Josh Allen is solely responsible? I never said that. What I did say is Josh Allen didn't do enough to win. And I also said he had guys that let him down. I mean, I don't know what language you want me to say it in, but I'm not going to change, and I'm going to continue to say the same things. Josh Allen didn't do enough to win. He had people on his team let him down. Stephon Diggs, who checked out at midseason. Let's just be honest. Stephon Diggs checked out on the Bills at midseason. Didn't do enough to win. He let him down. But Josh Allen missed some throws too. How come we don't hold him accountable for that? Why do we just want to say, oh, Josh Allen did all of this? I know he didn't make the crucial throw, but that's okay. Why do we have to be Josh Allen apologists? Why can't two things be true? Josh Allen played a good game. He didn't do enough to win. And leave it at that. Why can't we just say that? Because that's what happened. I mean, anybody objectively that understands football, that understands what they were watching, they know that. They know that. So, and the defense absolutely was horrible. You can't give up 27 points to that Chiefs team. You can't. But the Chiefs figured out the Bills are bad at linebacker. We're going to run the ball in between the tackles. That's where we're going to attack them. Off tackle, that's where we're attacking them. And they did. I mean, they averaged 6.1 yards per carry, which is nuts in a playoff game. And it's not like the Chiefs had like a bunch of 40-yard runs or anything like that. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. The Chiefs just ran the football, and they were getting big chunks of yardage running the football. And not 20-yard chunks, just 8, 7, 5. Just running the ball down the field. That was their advantage, and they did it. And you can say the Chiefs got lucky. Well, lucky's playing next week. Lucky's playing next week. Unlucky is not. There you go. So that's you can say the Chiefs got lucky. That's about as lazy a take that I think I've ever heard anybody say about that game yesterday, is that the Chiefs got lucky. But okay, so they got lucky. And if they get lucky and win the Super Bowl, will anybody say, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, but man, they're lucky? Or will they just give them the Super Bowl trophy? Man. My man Chuck's got it right. Each team missed opportunities. Boom. Boom. I'm doing nothing but blowing, but yet you're in here watching. So I must be blowing pretty good. So, and lucky, there you go right there. Somebody just said it. I think your name is Now IMP. Lucky ain't beating Baltimore in Baltimore. You're damn right about that. You're damn right about that. Lucky is not going to beat Baltimore in Baltimore next week. So enough with the lazy takes. Enough. I personally am looking forward to the game. Because, and I see it this way early on. If the Ravens can stop the Chiefs from running the football, which I think they're going to be able to do, because nobody has really, for the most part, run the ball on the Ravens. If they can stop the Ravens from running the football, it's going to be tough for the Chiefs to score. The same thing could be said about Baltimore. If the Chiefs can stop the Ravens from running the football, which they couldn't stop Buffalo from running it, and I think that the Ravens have a better rushing attack than what the Bills do, it's going to be tough. I think Baltimore gets away. 27-13, 27-20, something like that. I think Baltimore is just a better football team than the Chiefs are. I think Baltimore is just a better football team. So, Lamar ain't safe, especially with MVP caliber track record. I don't even know what that means. I have no idea what that means. The Chiefs didn't stop the Bills in the second half. They stopped them the last 9 minutes of the game from running the football. But they didn't stop them in the second half. Hell, to begin the second half, when they go on a 9-play drive and score a touchdown, yeah, they didn't stop them from running the ball. They stopped them the last 9 minutes, which, again, that's what they needed to do to win the football game, right? The Chiefs had to say, you know what? Enough with the Bills running the football down our throat. If we want to win, we have to stop them from running the football. Imagine that. Imagine that. A team saying we have to do enough to win the game. Imagine that. And yet you won't say that Josh Allen needed to do enough to win the game. It's unbelievable, people. Unbelievable. But I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. These same people that are saying that Josh Allen's did enough, he's not to blame. He has no blame in Buffalo losing. If Lamar Jackson plays well and Baltimore loses, everybody in the chat, especially on TikTok, should be in here saying, Lamar Jackson did enough. I can't believe they lost. Because you know and I know that is not going to be the narrative. You know it and I know it. You know and I know that everybody is going to blame Lamar Jackson. Just like I've been saying this entire show. Baltimore has linebackers to stop the run and cover Kelsey. You damn right they do. Or they can just put Kyle Hamilton on Kelsey. If the Ravens put Kyle Hamilton on Kelsey, Kelsey's not getting open. That's period, point blank. If Kyle Hamilton is assigned to cover Travis Kelsey will have 2 catches for 18 yards. They're going to have to do something different. I don't know that that's going to be the assignment, but if it is, Travis Kelsey ain't going to do nothing. And here's somebody, Kelsey will eat. Yeah, stop. You're not watching football, or you don't understand what you're seeing. Kelsey didn't eat yesterday in the second half. What are you talking about? Because Buffalo said, okay, you're not going to throw the ball to Travis Kelsey anymore. They took that away. They literally took it away. And guess what? He had no catches. No catches. Now, I don't know that Baltimore is going to do that. I don't know what their game plan, obviously, I don't know what their game plan is going to be. But if the game plan is Kyle Hamilton, you're single covering Travis Kelsey. If that is it, Travis Kelsey going to have a hard time. A very hard time. But we'll see. That may not be the plan. And Kelsey may do his thing. Who knows? Who knows? I can't wait for the game, though. I feel like we're not talking about the other game enough, but I feel like we can get into that tomorrow. 49ers and the Lions. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. So, we'll see. James Richards says Mike Evans coming home to Houston. They have cap space for a big name. Makes sense. But the Texans got guys. So, I don't know if they would do if they're going to pay a receiver that kind of money. I think they got to get their offensive line better. That's what they need first. The Texans need to go get a guard, 2 guards, and a center. That's what they need to do first before they worry about receivers. Get that offensive line up to snuff. And then let's look elsewhere. But they got a young core, guys. I think they like them. So, Kelsey scored in the second half on a 2-yard screen pass. I mean, is that what you're talking about, Rodney White? That 2-yard screen pass that he scored on, that they threw the ball behind the line of scrimmage? Look, it's easier for you to say, Rodney White, that I don't understand football, Big B, but I'm going to spout off some stuff on TikTok just to say something. Gee, many Christmas. Oh my God. It's just, it's that kind of stuff. See, I told you guys that I love everybody. I'm honest guy. But when you say stupid stuff, I'm going to say that you say stupid stuff. And that's stupid. You're just stupid. So if you're going to say, hey, Kelsey caught a 2-yard screen pass. Okay, great. So, boom, boom. Stump Dan, we already explained how Allen choked. He didn't do enough to win the football game. Period, point blank. What? The kicker missed a chippy? Since when is a 45-yard field goal or in that kind of wind a chippy? So, Allen doesn't play defense. You're right. He doesn't. No excuses. I don't want to hear it. Did the defenders make bad throws? Did the defenders miss throws? No, they don't. The defenders don't miss throws. So, everybody's in here and they want to be Josh Allen apologists on TikTok. I'm sorry, people. There's just a ton of Josh Allen apologists in here. But the fact of the matter is, Brock Purdy, who everybody says is a system quarterback, he's led by everybody else on his team. He's not that good. All the stuff that I have been saying about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy put together a drive to win the football game when they needed him to put together a drive to win the football game. Brock Purdy did that. Brock Purdy. And I would be fair to say that everybody in here would say that Brock Purdy doesn't have near the talent that Josh Allen does. But you know what Josh Allen didn't do? He didn't put together a drive to win the game when they needed him to. And you can say, oh, well, the kicker missed the field goal. Brock Purdy didn't leave it up to his kicker. He didn't leave it up to his kicker. He didn't miss a throw when he needed to make the throw. He didn't miss. Josh Allen did. Period. Period. Point blank. Period. Point blank. Josh Allen didn't make the throw. He didn't make the play. Brock Purdy, he made the play. He made it. And everybody, you're clueless. You don't know what you're talking about. Really? Whose team is playing next week and whose team isn't? He was hit. Have pocket awareness. Take a step to the right and throw the ball. Your man's wide open in the end zone. Okay? Everybody's giving the excuse of Josh Allen. Oh, he got hit on that touchdown throw. How about you just take a half step to your right and throw the ball to a wide open guy in the end zone? I mean, isn't it okay for him to do that? Or are we just giving him the excuse, well, he got hit? Stop it. Just stop it. The bottom line is he didn't make the plays to win the game. The guys that did make the plays in these close games, Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, Patrick Mahomes. They're all playing next week. You know who didn't make the plays at the end of the game? Josh Allen. He's watching. and that's just the facts of the matter. You can be mad. You can say you're delusional. You can say you don't know ball. Isn't that what all the guys say? You don't know ball. You can say all of that. All of it. Josh Allen is watching, and those guys are playing. Period. End of story. And you don't have no comeback for that. What's your comeback? What's your comeback? Josh Allen is watching them play. Again, I might add. Again. I mean, this is not the first time that this has happened. I mean, this is not the first time that Josh Allen is watching other guys play. End of story. You want to be a Josh Allen apologist? Be my guest. But you're not going to do it to me because I'm not going to let you do it. I'm just not going to let you do it. Just like if Lamar Jackson plays bad next week and they lose, I'm going to be the first person in here to say, Lamar Jackson, you didn't do enough to win. If Lamar Jackson plays like Josh Allen did and they lose, I'm going to be the first person in here to say, Lamar Jackson, you didn't do enough to win. Because that will be the narrative. Because that's what everybody has said about Lamar Jackson. Can't get it done. 1-3 in the playoffs. Give the same smoke to Josh Allen. Don't give him outs. Don't give him excuses. Just be honest. And I guess if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, I get it. I get it. Bills fans, you got to love Josh Allen. And you got to have those excuses to keep you from just disowning the football team. I get it. I'm a diehard Steelers fan. You know how mad I am that the Steelers are just average? Oh my, it kills me that they're just average, but they're average. Nothing I can do about it. I got baby hands Pickett as my quarterback. You want to trade quarterbacks, Buffalo? You want baby hands Pickett? We'll take Josh Allen. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Make the plays to win the game when you have the opportunity. End of story. End of story. I appreciate y'all coming out today. We're going to shut this one down. I appreciate everybody joining in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, the Big B Daily Show, man. I appreciate y'all, TikTok. I appreciate you, YouTube. If you're on TikTok and you're not following, please give me a follow, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We're growing. We are still growing. We appreciate it. Matter of fact, hit the YouTube link in my bio and come join the chat over on YouTube, man. It's fun on YouTube. It's fun. A lot of stuff you get on YouTube. Subscribe to Big B Sports Talk over there. You get a lot of podcasts, interviews, fantasy football. Soup is over there giving you a ton of fantasy football updates. A lot of content that you may not get on TikTok, you will 100% get on YouTube, man. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys for showing up. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll dig into some more stuff tomorrow. Probably talk a little bit more about Brock Purdy, which you know is going to pain me, but it is what it is, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I will holler at you. Aloha.